Going once, going twice. And the Rolling Hills property is sold to the man in the big brown hat. Congratulations.
On you, mate.
Well, the price for that place was way out of my league. Lucky we only came for a look.
Well, certainly kept my hands in my pockets. You sure you want to go back into debt, Jim? You got your place humming along nicely now.
Yes, it's going real good. But I figure I may as well have a crack at expanding while I'm still young. And my bank manager and agent reckon that the best time to move is now, while there are properties available and the season's good.
Yeah, it's easy for them to say. The work and the debt's your worry, not theirs. There'll always be other places that come up for sale.
Yeah, true. But what about you, Mick? Have you ever wanted a bigger place?
No, not for me, mate. I've got enough country to keep me busy. I'm looking after what I have. Liz may have other ideas into the future.
Speaking of, here's Liz and Rusty now. Oi, Liz! Rusty!
Dad! Jim, how did the sale go?
Ah, good. It was a nice place. Jim was even tempted to put in a bid.
Really?
I wish. Too much money for me. Hey, is that a new wet and dry poster?
Yeah, we have an older one at home. This one has the dry period updated.
I thought it looked new.
5 years wet, 9 years dry. Gee, that's a long time since we've had a decent run of seasons. But the drought should be over now, right?
Well, we had a bit of late summer rain and the current season's good, but that doesn't mean it'll follow on to the next season. Just doesn't work like that with the wet and dry periods. You still have to wait for a few years and look back on it to get the true picture.
But I've got the feed now, and there's no sign that we're even in drought last year.
That's what a lot of people thought a few years back, Jim. We had an average year after 4 dry ones. Cattle returned home from adjustment and people started buying in again, thinking the drought had broken.
Yeah, but then the run of dry seasons continued, so with no adjustment available, people began buying feed from down south to keep them going, thinking they would get at least some rain.
And then we got 3 more dry seasons. It got really bad. We decided to sell down early while cattle prices were still good.
So although our numbers were below our long-term carrying capacity, we kept on selling. Even when the market went down, we decided it wasn't worth the risk of running down our pastures if it stayed dry.
It was tough to let go of our breeders like that.
But worth it, as we didn't have huge feeding costs or debt. We invested the sale proceeds off farm, and our pastures responded well when the drought finally broke.
But it did rain somewhere, though.
Sure did, Jim. Further up north. And that's an advantage of not buying too close to home. You spread your risk.
Hey guys, how about we go get some lunch?
Great idea, Liz. I'm starving. Reckon they'd have any of that nice carrot cake?
So, what was the land condition and the long-term carrying capacity of that place that sold today?
Well, the auctioneer said it was heavily grassed, and the owner's opinion was around 400 mixed cattle.
Yeah, but you'd still want to get independent advice. Stocking above the long-term carrying capacity too often to service extra debt can be a real trap. The risk of causing lasting damage to land increases when you run it beyond capacity.
G'day, Jim. Thought you might have come for a look.
G'day, Bruce. Liz, Mick. Bruce is the agent who has some places listed for sale.
G'day, folks. So what did you think of the sale?
Ah, great place. Good location.
Yeah, but not for me at that price.
Well, we have another place for sale in the same area, if you're interested. Not for you, little fella.
Maybe in the future, Bruce. I should probably take a closer look at the long-term carrying capacity of any places I'm interested in before making any big decisions.
Yeah, that makes good sense, Jim. I tell you what, get on the Long Paddock website and check the Forage Long-Term Carrying Capacity Report. Tells you the number of adult animals you can have for a range of land conditions. And then we can talk again, eh? Good to meet you, Liz and Mick.
You too.
Okay, see you, Bruce.
It seems like good advice, Jim.
Yep, for sure. So, Mick, do you think it's better to buy in a wet or dry period?
Well, it really doesn't matter. In the wet period, you see the country at its best. In dry times, it's at its worst. What matters is that you consider the long-term carrying capacity for a property's current land condition. The better the land condition, the more you can safely run.
Mm-hmm.
You seemed pretty keen to buy another place this morning, Jim. Have you changed your mind?
Well, no, but I really need to know the numbers first.
And remember, the next dry period is never that far away.
I guess that I've been a bit bull-headed about it all.
Oh, hear that, Rusty? Jim admitted he's bullheaded.
The latest wet and dry rainfall posters are available from the Long Paddock website. You can also access the Forage Long-Term Carrying Capacity reports, which are based on scientific modelling and actual grazier experiences.